back up here. Kids, man, they don't listen. Got a new windshield in for the golf cart. Pretty stoked about that. Hopefully it's not busted. Tinted. Comes with all the hardware. Come here, Harper. Pretty nice. The whole piece. Top and bottom. I'm not gonna flip it all over. Open right now, but just wanted to make sure it wasn't cracked. We'll get this thing installed and mounted up. That's awesome, dude. That was cheap. That was like $90. See my door. You can beat that, man. I've been shopping for Lexan for the race car, and you can't touch that price. Like, you can't even go get it and cut it yourself for that price. So just adding a couple things. So this is tore apart. We're gonna go over to paint here in a second. Got the switch mounted back in, got a plug mounted back in, but one thing that bothered me is it never had a voltmeter. So I went ahead and added this little cheap eBay voltmeter in. And when you turn the key on, then you can see how much voltage you got on it. So it just kind of give you a visual of where the battery is at. I mean, it's not probably super accurate, but basically I just cut the panel out as you've seen in the time lapse. Just trim that panel out, and then the wires come out the back of it. And then your red wire right here loops around to the bottom side of the switch. This is the switched side of the ignition. So you need to find your switch side of your ignition. And then the ground wire, I ran it down along the original wiring harness under the car, and then ran it back here to the battery to a negative side, just to make sure that I had a good ground, because I wasn't really finding no good grounds up there. This hot wire right here was already there. It goes to the plug to charge the cart. So just added that real fast while I had the front end apart. I'm gonna keep putting stuff back together, and then here shortly we're gonna pull this thing outside and go over the paint and what I think on it and how I feel about it. While I got this thing apart, it did have that annoying buzzer that come on whenever you went to back up. And so I traced the sound and found out that it was right down here. So that's the little box. So all I did was unplug one side, just wrapped the wire around it and left it alone. That way if you ever want to plug it back in, you can. But that's the little annoying buzzer on this car. If you have one and it annoys you, you probably could snake your hands up from the bottom and reach up there and unplug it on the reverse buzzer, because it's pretty annoying for that thing to always be going off. All right, back at the house. I was gonna try to enjoy the garage door being open. It's a little bit hot, and my neighbors are absolute trash. I've got the biggest dumpster fire that lives across the street from me, and it's unreal. Also, we are going to turn on some AC here because it is ridiculous. Thank God for a mini split and having AC. It is 76 outside, and this is New Year's Eve. Do you understand how bad it sucks to take down Christmas decorations and it be cold or hot? All right. So we're gonna get back on this guy. try to get some more stuff done on it, put it together, see how far we can get. I'm running on like no energy. I painted this morning on Randy's car and I'm beat, son. But see if we can get some bolts put in this thing. Thinking about building the front bumper for it. And eBay just notified me that the steering wheel just come in to the shop. So I gotta get the hub put on it and then go get the steering wheel put on it. And then yeah, go from there. Let's get at it. Of course, I get stuck with the steering wheel that is seized on to the freaking shaft. That's how it always goes. Always the story of my freaking life. All right, well, Harper's out here sort of helping, but in true fashion of my style, being a paint guy, I decided that I was gonna booger the threads up. They are cleaned out now. So what happened was I went to take the steering wheel off, and of course what I go to first is the big hammer. And I know better than this. I mean, I literally train my employees not to ever hit exposed threads. I mean, I literally preach this to my employees, but I did it thinking I could get away with it this one time, as always, and that didn't work. Anyway, with that being said, with a bunch of filing the threads out, cleaning them up, some WD-40, a wrench, did flat wheel the edges, got it where it works. So here's your hub adapter. This goes on the steering. This goes on your shaft. This is your steering wheel that you buy off of like eBay. It comes with this horn piece on the back. You need to take that apart. Take your ring off, and then it had this spring sticking out the side. So I checked it for clearance, and it was actually hitting. The spring was hitting. So I just took some wire cutters and cut the spring off, and then I'm actually going to get rid of this metal piece because it's making it hard to put on. When you get rid of all of that and you clean up the back of your horn button, now this horn's not going to function obviously, but when you clean that up, that sits in there perfect. And then when you take this and you put this on there, you can find your holes. That lines up perfect right there with the holes. And then what you can do, which kind of center your ring button, but it's probably going to move all around. You could glue that in if you wanted to or something. Then you could take your ring piece, put that back on there. And thank God it come with some hardware with the steering wheel, because the stupid company that sells the hub adapter for the golf cart did not send no steering wheel, or did not send no hardware. I mean, sometimes that's how it is with eBay parts. I don't mind running to the hardware store, so I'm not crying about anything. Don't get me wrong, but it would have been nice if they would have sent some hardware. So I'm going to try to screw these down. Hopefully they screw all the way down in there. And then we'll put it on if it screws all the way down in there. Okay, so now that I've bench tested it, I like to just start the threads in there and make sure everything is good to go. But now that I have bench tested it, what we're going to do is put our old steering wheel back on. And we're just going to line up our wheels up front. So we're just gonna make them where they look a little straight. Now, if you parked your golf cart, you can see, I mean, the alignment's all jacked up on this thing. The guy I got it from, so that side's straight. So we're gonna go with that. So now basically our wheels are straight. So that means we could put our new steering wheel on there straight. So what you're gonna have to do is put that on, and then you're gonna have to put a couple bolts in your steering wheel just to get it an alignment, to kind of figure out where the spines are going to need to be. And then once you figure out where the spines are going to need to be, then you would be able to actually tighten it down. So you just want to get a couple of them started in there, and now you can see how your steering wheel is crooked. So what you can do now is pull your steering wheel back off and basically turn it so that it's pretty close to straight, okay? So see, that's pretty close to straight. Where are our wheels? If we could go one more spline this way, would, but I think that makes it just look too funky. So we're gonna go this way. Yep, and I think that looks good. So once you got your steering wheel where it's gonna need to be, I would just go ahead and put your nut on there so you don't lose it. And then your nut's gonna hold your splines so that they're the same. Take these bolts back out because you're gonna need to put your horn button in, remember? And now you can go ahead and tighten down that bolt, and then we'll be able to put our horn button back in and then put our steering wheel back on. Then you're gonna take your windshield. I lost it. You can peel all your plastic off, so I'm gonna do that real fast. You're gonna take your windshield. The easiest is gonna be to put it on the ground, I just found out, and then push your clips down on it like this, because it's hard to do it if you do it on the cart. If yours has these little rubber things, just put them right on the inside of the rubber things. Now we'll put the windshield up there and clip this into the strut bar. So then you just take this windshield, let's see here, let's actually fold this down. So we'll leave this together to make it so it's not as flimsy and much to fight with. And we'll roughly line up our corners. Get that on there like that. Center it, slide it side to side. Okay, you got that. And then it's gonna be, you'll have some on the sides that you'll take and put on here. I would put this one, let's see here, probably up here. That way you got some brakes. Let's get another one. Then I just kind of help it, open it up just a little bit. Everything perfect. Actually, let's put, before we snap that in, I think we're gonna put more down there. Yeah, let's put two more down here. This kit doesn't come with any instructions, so I guess they figured that you could figure it out yourself. I'm kind of just making it up as I go for what I think is going to be the best. So I'm just going to get these started where they just clip down one time, and then I'll push it all the way in. All right. Actually, maybe they're not supposed to be all the way in. Like I said, there's no instructions, so if I'm wrong, let me know. But I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be like that. And then we'll fold that up, and we'll put some more in up top. Alright, then you have these rubber pieces that go like this, and they go on here, and then they allow you to clip. This bends out, and that allows you to clip your top to there, you know, when it's not in folded up position. So to do these, of course they slide on the glass through right here, but they actually have these push pins that will go in the hole through the back side. So you have a hole back here. Let me see if I can set this down. Okay, so we have a hole come in here on the back side. And what that's gonna do, that pushes through like that. So it's on the back side, then it pushes through, and then that's gonna go through the leg sand. And then you're gonna have a little screw that goes through the front, okay? But you gotta put them nut certs in there so that the screw has something to screw into. So we're gonna do that on both of these. And then you're just gonna wrap this around your leg sand and then put screws through it. Take that, put that up there. Lay your screws down hard. And then you're gonna, I peel this rubber back so so I can see what I'm doing. So there's what it looks like. It's through the Lexan. Okay, the pieces through there. Now you can see them. Then you're just gonna take your screws and screw them into the face. And I'm gonna put the camera down to tighten this up because you need to kind of put your finger on the back side to hold it and then tighten the front up. But that's all the top pieces are. The thing that does bother me is they don't remove the plastic before they put this through. So you actually would have to undo these screws, which are just the same thing, flat head with the flat thing on the back, the nutsert. Undo the screws, pull the Lexan up, work that out of there, or just try to get it out of there without scratching your Lexan all up. So I'm gonna take a few minutes and do that and get that all out of there. All right, so that's where we're at right now. I think Harper approves of it. So the black ended up not being that bad, but here's what I don't like about it. Okay, it's just that, I mean, that's all chrome flake, but it's just how it's just textured. So it does have chrome plate fake. You can see the purple that hits in the sunlight. Let's see if you can see it up here. You'll be able to see it. There's the sun's going down, so you can't really see it, but it's decent. Still got to get the tires on it. Still got to paint the hubcaps. Got the windshield done. Got all that stuff done. But yeah, I mean, she flops purple. My biggest complaint is just the texture on it right there. I wish that I would have just rolled satin black and not put the chrome flake in there. But it's not bad enough for me to redo it. I've got a lot going on. I've actually got too much going on, and golf cart is just not my priorities. But looks a lot better than it did spray painted. And when I get the new tires in, I'll definitely do a video on the tires. I'll get the hubcaps painted, and then in that same video, I'll do on how I'm going to build the lift kit to lift the thing. It looks good that we got rid of the steps that go right here, but I'm sure people will be wanting to put their foot up on there like that. So we'll probably get something that's going to go across the top that will, some grip tape or something to help it. But yeah, I mean, for the first segment of this thing, it's not bad at all. Now I just want to get some meteor tires on it and lift it for sure. Like, comment, subscribe, share. This should be probably a short little quick video. Shouldn't be too bad. But thank y'all for everything, and hope you have a good, hope you had, because it's New Year's now. Not only did I paint this morning, but it's still New Year's, but by the time you're seeing it, it'll be after New Year's. So I hope everybody had a good New Year's. I'm out.